So today I'm going to be teaching a complete beginner to freeboard, and we'll see how far you can get from just one session of freeboarding with some guidance, and hopefully this will be useful for any of you that have just got a freeboard or are looking to get started, so that you can know what you can reasonably expect if you haven't ridden a freeboard before, or a skateboard in this case, just to see how far you can get within a day. This is a friend of mine who was really enthusiastic and keen to learn after hearing about what a freeboard was, and I think that's by far the most important aspect to being a beginner, because if you're motivated to learn, then you are bound to go way further than if you're just doing it for the sake of it. One big problem with freeboarding is that when you see it online, it looks so easy, and I think even if you see it in person and you watch someone do it, it just looks really, really easy. And I'll always get people at the skate park asking to try the freeboard, thinking that it's going to be really easy, and then I have to explain to them that they're going to have to do something really basic instead of spins and drifts, just getting used to riding the board. And so I think if you're looking to buy a freeboard, I hope this video can make it clear that there's a lot of things that you're going to have to learn before in order to fully enjoy the freeboard later on. Alright, let's get to it. So the first thing I wanted to do was to actually explain how the freeboard works. That you've got two spinning center wheels that are close to the ground and four edge wheels that you use to reproduce two edges which you carve on.
The board will basically slide about.
I then explained that you really need to put your foot in quite tightly into the bindings. This is really important because you don't want to be worried about having loose feet in your freeboard.
Now you kind of look, you like take it from the side and you dig it into your foot. So you want it to be nice and you want to dig it in basically.
The next part is once you've dug in your first foot, you want to keep your weight on the back edge or on one edge in particular and not take your weight away from the edge, so that when you get onto the board with your other foot, you don't go to the center wheels. So that's really important. As you can see here, as I get on, I'm staying on the back edge and I do not change the edge, because otherwise the board will wobble and you'll lose control. And you see that my friend manages to get on really well. I then wanted to show him what to do once he was on the board, and this is basically just transitioning between the toe edge and the heel side edge. So to practice going down like this, from toe side edge to heel side edge, and then get off before you go too fast. This is where it does help to have someone with you, because they can hold your arm and make sure that you don't pick up too much speed.
Yeah, then make sure that your centre of mass, when you swap to the edge, your centre of mass has to kind of be here. Yeah. Back edge, it wants to be like really tight.
He then asked me about turning, because on this older G3R board, it's actually quite hard to turn by leaning. And so I explained to him that on this board, you can use the calves, once you're used to it, in order to change the direction that you're going.
You'll carve it, yeah. So if I wanted to, so well, you can lean like that, yeah, or you could carve like that and carve.
Obviously at this point I didn't expect him to be carving, but we took back to where we were and tried to go down this hill edge to edge, from toe side edge to heel side edge, all the way down the hill. And actually this was really good progress, because he's a total beginner going down quite a lot of these sections without me holding on to his arm, which is really, really impressive. We then spoke briefly about how you don't really want to be at the center wheels at the beginning, so you really want to be committed to the edge that you're riding on. And that's really important, because you don't want to be going on the center, because that's where you fall off. Now on the next run, he was starting to occasionally do sort of carve initiations, and because of this, I decided that it would be worth trying to talk briefly about how he can break and carve to stop, because that's the next most important thing to freeboarding.
If you do it backside, it will be this edge is fine, so it will go. But you loosen your back foot in order to initiate the drift, and you sort of spin your body a bit and keep your weight over so that it slides.
And so I explained to him that you want to have a sturdy, locked front foot, and with both the front foot and the back foot, you should slightly go towards the centers, but still keep your weight over the edge that you're already on in order to start the drift.
And what you're going to do is you're going to front edge, and you're going to loosen this one so that it can go like that. Well, I didn't sort of. Okay, front edge. Now, front edge, yeah. Now loosen the back foot there.
And you'll notice here that he sort of does the spin, but he's catching the edge with the wrong wheel. And it's the wrong wheels because he's trying to spin clockwise. And so if he catches the edge with this wheel here, that's going to be stopping the motion of spinning clockwise, which is why you will always use the back wheels here to drift, because that will slow down the spin, but will not abruptly stop it. Here's a similar diagram for if you're trying to spin anti-clockwise. It's the same logic as before. So yeah, after practicing some of these stationary, we then looked at trying the Freeboard 5X to see whether he preferred it or found it more difficult. So let's see what he thought.
The 5X. The 5X. It's got springs and like split trucks. It's
faster though, holy shit.
Drift? Well, like that one was way easier.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick. I love that because like that's the thing that they try and sell it on because it's a little bit more expensive because that one's new.
Yeah.
So they like the selling point, to be honest, is that it's easier.
It was so much easier.
Yeah. Well, there we are.
I felt like if I wanted to, I could have committed to this track.
That's amazing.
Yeah. This is way easier.
So he found it a lot easier, and I was quite happy with that.
Not impartial. It's proper.
So yeah, I thought the day was a big success. This is our last run, so he did manage to have some time with the 5X and the G3R as well. So look at this. This is someone who's never freeboarded before, and he's starting to go down a hill, which is actually quite steep and very narrow. It is a lot harder than it looks. It's pretty cool how much progress you can make freeboarding after one day. So, I hope you guys have found this useful. If you're thinking of starting to freeboard, you should definitely take it up. It is insanely underrated and it's really, really fun. Plus, at this point, there's quite a lot of resources online, so it should be easier than it was before. And if you have any questions, you can just comment them and I'll try and answer to be as helpful as possible. If not, I can always make a video on the subject. So yeah, if you're interested in more freeboarding content, check out the channel. Otherwise, have a good one.